Hi, Julian. So how's it all going?
Hi, John. Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Good,
Okay,
good, good, good. Right. So question one.
okay.
What is your take on the UK being part of World War III? Will our sons and daughters 18 to 28 be drafted to go to war in the next year or so? The media chastised Sunak for running back home to get on with his election campaign and not clapping Zelensky on the D-Day stage and listening to Biden's war glorification speech. Reading Biden's speech, he's not saying we have learned from the lessons from the past, but he simply is using the fight against evil mantra, to my mind, to actually be the evil that ignites World War III. Zelensky can be found thanking BlackRock and other global giants in his speeches for all their help. War only benefits the military industrial complex and has nothing to do with democracy. When Biden looks to the UK to join the USA in march into Russia, well, will you be cheering our sons and daughters to their deaths to be killed by one of the million £1,000 drones, which will be probably being procured as I write this? Or as our MP, will you be pushing back on this evil and say no to war? Will you be a voice for reason, a corporate puppet, or can you actually persuade me the war is the right thing to do? 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot to unpick there. The first thing I will say, first of all, is that if you are talking about the fight that Ukraine is fighting against Russia, I do not believe for a second that that is unjust. I have Ukrainian friends. They just want to live in peace. They want to live in security, as do many other European countries. Many of the Baltic states, for example, which were part of the Soviet Union, are now Western-looking democracies, and they want to remain so. Now, if we choose, I hate war, but and I think that we must not go into any war except in the exceptional circumstances, and even then, the way we conduct it needs to be reasonable and in accordance with international law. So, Liberal Democrats, international law is a big thing to us. Now, we must stand up to Putin, because if we do not, then not just Ukraine, but other countries, the whole of the old Soviet Union, Putin has essentially said that he does not recognize their existence. And we must stand up to it, because otherwise we will have bullies all around the world. So I disagree with you about Biden on D-Day. I did listen to that speech, and it was quite incredible, because all those years ago, they stood up to protect our freedoms. They didn't want to. They knew there was going to be a personal circumstance, but had Hitler won the war, that would have been horrific for the whole world. And just now, we have to stand up to modern day Hitlers like Putin.
Okay, great. So that's answer number one. Moving
Okay.
on with seconds to spare. Moving on to question two.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 5 seconds or so. Right, Smith. Right. Do you believe we need to be concerned with sustainability? And can you share 3 actions you have taken in the last few years to help the planet? Can you think of any projects that you could rally support around if you were the local MP? Excuse me, that will be a force for good and encourage residents to become more aware of the need to think more sustainably and encourage positive actions towards a more sustainable future. 2 minutes.
Right. Okay. So again, I think that's actually quite a hard question, because it's a big question. First of all, I think I remember you asking, is it important? Yes, absolutely. We have to live in a sustainable world, and we cannot, for our whole futures, we must deal with climate change. I'm very proud of the fact that the Liberal Democrats have led lots of policies where we have been unpopular, or not, it has been a fringe issue until it has then become mainstream. We were fighting for the environment many, many years ago. We have a green thread through our whole policy framework. You asked for a few things. Well, I'll give you as they come up. So sewage, funny enough, I was just yesterday, I was with Surfers Against Sewage in Windsor. We got them to come and pop by the Windsor, the canoe club, and I was the only one of the local candidates there, by the way, although it was publicised, because this is an important issue to us, and it's interesting how others are jumping on the bandwagon. But just this just a few months ago, I was one of the Liberal Democrats proposed a motion in council about taking on the water companies, and we have done that practically. We've been talking to Thames Water, the Environment Agency, who I'm afraid haven't got enough funding, the Ofwat, who need to be bluntly replaced, as we've said, by a better regulator. So this is something we brought to council, and it had unanimous support. I realise I might be running out of time, so I'll say flooding, similar thing as well, and just generally climate change. We have to be serious. We have to make sustainable transport, the way we build our houses, the way our economy works. There you go, 10 seconds. Okay, look, I could go on, but yes, this is important.
Excellent. Stop the little clock. Thank you very much for that. Let me just find the right button.